So, what do you get when you mix a historical daimyo and Gundam? Well, my friends, you get the noble class Musho Toys Takeda Shingen. So, yeah, let us just take a moment to look at this lovely box and all of its phenomenal box art. All of it. Phenomenal. And it has the same thing it said on the other side in Chinese. Because that's, shockingly, this is a Chinese toy. This is not made by Bandai Tamashi. It is made by Moshow Toys under their Progenitor Effects line. And they have several others coming out. I will try to pin the whole thing. Oops, a little bit of a spoiler. Pin the whole thing. But now that we got that out of the way, let's take a look at the main man himself, Takeda Shingen. And before I go deep in depth and on all of this, I'd like to say something. I think I got a better version than even Mecha Kotsu, who, I apologize, I've been calling you Mecha Tetsu, like Tetsuo from Akira, so sorry about that. But I say that because in his review, he did not have that hairpiece, nor did he have these. They are cards. Now, unfortunately, my mistake. This lovely little red-headed, pissed-off woman is not the pilot of our Tiger of Kai mech suit, but nonetheless, you cannot tell me that that is not one of the best holographic cards you've ever seen. But yeah, I think I got a slightly better one than Mecha Kotsu, and he pre-ordered this. Now, I got this from a wonderful seller on eBay. I will also add his name to the description. He is a phenomenal seller. However, my order has not been updated to give him a proper feedback, so let's just get into this. And at the end of it, I will tell you who he is. So, let's go through accessories. So, we have a pair of genuine balled-up fists specifically designed for holding his weapons, which are highly customizable. You can even take, well, we'll get to it later. Don't want to spoil nothing. Unless you've already seen the reviews, then what are you doing here? These wonderful things are to hold his katanas there in the back. They can be put on either side of him. He has the standard 3mm peg right there. On both, you can actually pop off this little cap right here if you want to. I won't. I'm considering gluing it, but at the same time, this guy is very awesome, and I don't want to tarnish his plastic with Gorilla Glue, which is currently the strongest glue I have. This wonderful thing holds his katana on his back, the biggest one right here, and then this little piece right here, if for swapping out one of these, because these are designed to only hold the small katanas. And then you have the pieces to hold said sheaths, which bend, and one awesome die-cast piece so that you can, pull a, I call it daimyo. It's where you put two katanas on one side, either side. You can't put his mini katanas on his back, unfortunately, but oh well, that's still awesome. And let us see. Right. So, you will need batteries, and those are, if you're in the States, these ones. You need two 364s. So you can get, I got these at my local Walmart. I work there. It's a shithole. Don't ever work at Walmart. But on to the wonderfulness that is takeda shingen. So obviously, if he has batteries, he has some electrical feature, and that is by far the best I have ever seen light up on a toy. In fact, they are so good that I am in complete and utter pitch blackness, and you could not mistake Takeda's glowing eyes and light switch for anything other than him. He can also light up almost an entire room if you leave him alone long enough. So yeah, wonderful. Head articulation is phenomenal. Neck joint can give you that good giggity giggity goo like Quagmire. I don't know if it's going to be like this on all copies, but my copy cannot extend his neck due to the screw in his chest being so tight that I can't pull on his neck without pulling his head and potentially now his neck off because I tried to figure it out. Don't. But phenomenal. Oh, and also this guy is made out of, as you can see by that lovely little stuff right here, die cast metal, which is all throughout his entire body. So, and magnetic feet. So, very, very good heft. Matter of fact, nothing will move. Same thing with his stand. It is magnetic. And this lovely little katana display is magnetic. It can also, only on the bottom, hold the bigger katana to create the, I always forget what it's called. It is the, oh my lord, whatever, the Japanese know what it is. It's the thing that they used in battle to cut a horse's leg so that it would throw its rider off. And speaking of the largest katana, phenomenal. I have nothing but good things to say about this. I'll say that right now. Look at that, guys. No. Sorry about that, guys. Trying to get it to focus on the katana. Look at that. Just phenomenal, guys. As I said, nothing but good things to say. Like I said, my copy's neck is a little stiff and his double hip joints are loose on the secondary set, but I can't tighten them up anymore without damaging the figure. So, let us get on to the weapons, because I want to save the guy for last. So, in the box, I believe it came like this. So you can have it as your standard dual-bladed axe, or you can customize via popping that out, popping one of the blades out, and you can have it. Very hard to do this with one hand, I apologize. I honestly tried to find my stand, guys. I did. I tried to find the stand so that I could do this for you guys, but I lack the stand. I don't have a stand for my phone at present, but there we go. Or, and I'm only going to do it with one of them. But I want to call it a zanpakuto, but that is not what it is called. But you can take the big katana, like I said, and you have to line it up because it does have a specific side. And you, naginata, that's what it's called. Naginata, which is taller than takeda by a significant margin. But that is not the best part to me, guys. The best part is that this guy is so poseable that my PG, a straight red frame Kai, his posability is pale in comparison. You guys know if I had a ranking system, it would probably be based on my DC characters, those figures. This guy is blue. No. Well, in terms of coolness, he is blue fire, Ghost Rider levels of badassery and posability. Sorry about that. Trying to do this with one hand. It's a mother. 1 second, guys. And we're back. So, got the things back together. You can also take one of these ends and put them on this and have 2 clubs. So, loads of weapon possibilities. And now we will get to the best part of this whole review. So, time for the articulation, guys. I cannot tell you guys how awesome this guy is. So, just starting, as you saw, with the neck, he has the giggity giggity goo. Can look that far up, that far down, neck non-extended. If and or when I can figure out how to disassemble this guy safely without breaking pieces, I will. And then I will create a slight update, which will now be considered a short of his neck extending so that you can see it. So then we have his, I call them pauldrons. I don't remember what they're called. If one of you wonderful viewers is from Japan, please let me know what they're called. But I'm going off of what they're called for a knight, and that is a pauldron. So, shit ton of articulation. I will say that in box he does not come with these on. As a matter of fact, you have to put them on him. So, well, if I can get it off without much effort. You get 2 of that. So, this is what takeda looks like in box. Not too bad, I'd say. But, you know, he's a samurai, so he needs his samurai pauldrons, whatever the hell they're called. Also, you cannot flip these. So there is a literal 0-2 on this. It looks like 50 to you guys, but it's a 0, or maybe it's whatever. 0-2 has the takeda clan symbol on it. Same as this. However, the 0-2 is not as prevalent. So, according to the box art, which we saw, the 0-2 goes on this arm. And that's where it will stay with mine. Now, per Amgo's saying, not stealing it, just quoting him, your toy, display how you wish. I wish to display it as close to the box as I can. So, and on top of that, each of these sections bends forward. It does not just bend down. So, forwards, backwards, down, up. And then if we look under here, this part can lift very high up, flare out. I prefer to keep it so that his arm is as protected as possible, even with his pauldron. Same thing on the other side. No point in showing that. We'll move the pauldron to show the shoulder articulation that this guy has, which is phenomenal, guys. Phenomenal. As I said, nothing but good things to say about this figure. So we have one articulation section, two articulation sections, plus if I were to remove this, you will get a lot of, or if you're after posability, guys, you will get it out of takeda. Because, boom. Now you will get higher if you take this off, but he's a samurai. He rarely ever, when you see someone in armor, are you going to see them go, oh, look. So, kind of pointless for that. So, yeah. But, again, guys, phenomenal. I cannot sing this thing's praise enough. It is so incredible. This is the best figure I have, dare I say it, ever had. Because not only does he have that, but he has double bend at the elbow, which has this lovely little gimmick. We'll move the shoulder piece out of the way. He has a piston in his arm. This moves down. Segmented armor, guys. So beautiful. So beautiful. But that's not the best part. If you decide to give him his katana behind him, he has the capability to genuinely reach it. I know it looks like he's posing sexy, like, oh, look at me. Just showing you guys, he can reach behind him and pull his sword. It will take a little bit of effort if you are a stop motion artist to get him to actually take out the katana. But, yeah. Amazing. Guys, I cannot tell you how wonderful this thing is. I could tell you guys for months how good this thing is, and you'd probably get tired of it. But I wouldn't be able to stop. And moving down, we have wrist articulation. I suspect there's a ball joint in here. You know what, guys? I'm gonna try this. So there's a ball joint here, which allows for movement. Hands are just on a clip system. They're interchangeable. Presently, I have the katana holding hands that keep it close to the body, not extended. That is this pair of hands, which allows them to extend it out further. And then we have, I think, yep, this one will hold the sheath for, I think it's a saba. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, you guys can correct me. I'm not knowledgeable of this stuff. I never claimed to be. I just love samurai. So, that being said, guys, let's get back to it. So, that's all the further forward his wrist will go. And all the way back. So, if you push just right, you might be able to... Nope. That's as far back without the assistance of that secondary hand joint. So, very, very good. And then this one's going to be a two-parter for you guys, because boom, boom, Boom. And I'll show you what it looks like from back here for me. So, I don't own a Kai figure arts studio, whatnot, but I do own this guy, and I can say that if you can get him, don't worry about the stopper right here, guys. My camera will focus on it. There's a slight stopping mechanism right there. I apologize for the shadows and whatnot, but it's not a big deal to go over it. The back clips with these little clips right here, right there, into the slots right there. And then it has a pivot joint right here, so you get one there and one there. So again, stop motion artist's wet dream. His arm can't go back very far, unfortunately, so you won't be able to get those really good back clenched things. But this is by far the greatest segmented back or ab crunch I have ever seen. And then, of course, you can kind of lean back. I think I actually have him leaning back already. Yep, I do. Oh, no. No, I don't. No, I don't. Give me a second. Oh, yeah. And premium crotch flap. Just for you Gundam lovers. Give me one moment. And there we go. So that's about as far back as you're going to get him. And then to, in my case, get him back to normal. Just grab his crotch slightly, push down on his chest, back to normal. Side skirts, we're going to move this, are quite frankly, these are the one thing I wish was slightly different because they are not segmented like the shoulder pieces up here are, so they don't move. This is all just one piece, but with a supreme butt flap, flap. Sorry. You can move it out of the way. It does have ball joints. Since we're back here, his butt flap can spread. So you do have a thruster. So in world, it's good. And then move it to the side. But yeah, there's the inside. Pretty good detailing, even for an inside of the inner piece. But yeah, like I said, if I had one gripe, it's that I wish his side skirts would actually move, other than just that posing move. But not bad. As you saw, premium butt flap, and I did not show this, but guys, we also get side to side, so very good articulation, no gaps at all that I have found. And the crotch flap, as you saw, was spring loaded, mostly for the ab crunch. These side front skirts are on a double hinge, so they're not going to be getting in your way. And I'll show you that up close. So you can see, double hinge. Can definitely get it out of your way if you needed to. And in my case, I needed to show you guys the awesomeness that is his legs. So, one moment. So, he can spread better than this, actually, if I move his side skirts back onto his legs. Takeda can do the most supreme of spread. You can almost pull off that pose that a lot of girls are pulling on TikTok and whatnot. You know the pose I'm talking about, gentlemen. Oh yeah, and pull that out. You can stick the base in the bridge. Not exactly the funnest spot, like nudge, nudge, but whatever. And then all the way to the front with the secondary joint. All the way to the front with the primary joint. Back with the primary, secondary. Back with the secondary. I just said that. Oh, yep. There we go, guys. All the way back. Now you do have to move his side skirt joint, which, yeah, that's probably going to be a pain in the butt for some of you guys, but it'll be worth it. I can guarantee that part. Like I said, my secondary hip joint is a lot looser than I would like it to be, but this guys. Oh, if you owned the Stray Red Frame Kai and you thought that his what is that? His segmented armor was good on that. Oh, guys, get ready to blow your loads for this one. So, just on the first extension. No, we need the first one, not the second one. First one. So, first extension. Secondary extension, guys. I cannot tell you how fucking grateful I was for that segmented thigh armor that goes right into it. Oh my god, guys. I honestly could sing this thing's praises for centuries, guys. Centuries. And then moving down to... Let's just get the box out of the way. Moving down to the ankles. Or more specifically, the ankle guard. Push that forward. It has a ball joint, so it's not gonna go anywhere, guys. And as you can see, very good detailing, because pull the foot down. So good, right? But here's the best thing, guys. If you pull this up and pull this down, oh, guys, you haven't even seen the best part. Guys, if you ever wanted to pose your Stray like a samurai, like I did when I first bought it, that right there will allow you to get takeda shingen into the titular sitting samurai pose. And best part, his feet are magnetic, guys. There is a magnet there and a magnet at the toe. So if you want to put him on his base and you're afraid of bumping him, go ahead and bump him. This fucker ain't moving for shit. This guy ain't moving, guys. There's a nice little detail back here that moves too. Hopefully you guys have been able to see this while I'm messing with him. But yeah, I'll give you a nice little view of the details that his knee does. Collapse there. Collapse there. Boom. Whoops. Back. Guys, if you've got a spare, and this is the only downside, guys, was his price. For me, he was $300 and I believe $27. But that was the greatest $327 I have ever, and I mean ever, spent, guys. I spent about that on a Stray Red Frame Kai perfect grade, and I regret it. But then again, how would you know happiness if you never knew sadness? So how would you ever know something good came into your life if you didn't have something else to put up against? So guys, that is my review of the Takeda Shingen by Moshow Toys. As I said, I will put in the comments or description, maybe both. I don't know how to pin comments, but yeah. That is Takeda Shingen, and I realized I forgot to show you guys two things, which is A, how to put his batteries in his head, and how to implement the hair bits in his head, as well as the sword. So I guess this review isn't over, guys. So in order to replace the batteries, grab his horns, and just gently, I mean that gently, but roughly at the same time, pull. Don't worry too much about breaking anything. Like I said, this guy is pretty freaking tough. And your batteries just go right there. For those of you who are chip lovers, there you go. And then, give me a moment to get his thing back on. There we go. Head back on. Light in the eyes still works. And then if you want to give him the hair, you just come to the back of his head. And don't, also guys, don't be afraid to slightly manhandle him. I still am, actually, because I've only had him for about a week. But he can take a pretty good beating. Then you just choose your hair. So do you want him to look more like an Oni? Or do you want him to look more like the historical figure he's based on? And then you just lift up this. Take the little tab right about here. Line it up with the back of his head. And then push. Put it down. Yeah. There we go. I was gonna say, if you have trouble, don't really worry about it, but yeah. That is Takeda Shingen, the Tiger of Kai. Doesn't actually say that, but I learned that that was one of his nicknames during the, I think it was Sengoku time period. So, or was it the Edo period? Whatever. I'm not a history buff. I never really cared about history until Assassin's Creed came about, and I actually found out what it was, so bite me. But yeah, guys, highly recommend both this guy, and if Moshow Toys gets enough press, please help them out on that, because I really want the other figures, and I'm pretty sure you guys will as well. Yeah. Help them out, and they will provide us with more of these wonderful, wonderful Superior Gundam characters. Like I said, I'll put in the comments the full stuff, the person I bought this from, the website for Moshow Toys itself, and until next time, my little hunters, you should have stayed awake.